Welcome back to the Franchise Wars reaction, recap, and review of Titans Jason Todd. This is the part 2 video. Go ahead and check out part 1 if you want to. Now, when we left off, someone had just detonated a bomb right outside the speakeasy where Dick Grayson's original godfather, Clay, works. Now, Jason Todd, the second Robin, joins Dick in running outside and helping people evacuate, only to then get a call where it turns out that actually someone has kidnapped Clay. And this triggers a little conversation between Dick Grayson and the bad guy of the episode, Melting Man, and we get to see a flashback to find out who this guy probably is. And it involves the takedown of Tony Zuko, the guy who killed Dick's parents.
I want to talk to Zuko. I'm afraid we can't let you do that, Mr. Grayson. We're stretching things even letting you in here. But I want you to know that we appreciate all the help from Wade Enterprises in tracking him down. A lot of people are going to be taken off the street because of this.
You're cutting him a deal?
Tony Zuko knows the players. He knows the locations. And he knows where the bodies are buried. He's the key to bringing down the entire Maroney family. Instead of one guy, we're going to take down 50, maybe more.
That man murdered my parents, and you're letting him walk free?
We can't prove that, Mr. Grayson.
Clearly, Dick has some unresolved vengeance issues with Tony Zuko. And as he's leaving the area where Zuko's being held, he bumps into the future Melting Man, Zuko's own son, who's kind of given away as the bad guy by the fact that, A, we have seen half of his face, so I'm not going to pretend like it's a big mystery here. But the other half is the music and the close-ups clearly make it clear these guys are going to know each other. Now, you may be wondering why it is that Tony Zuko's son is the bad guy, not Tony Zuko himself. Well, that's because Robin hijacked Zuko's prison transport, got him out to basically beat the snot out of him and possibly try and kill him, only be interrupted by the Maroney crime family, who did it for him.
Killed his father.
The guy who murdered your parents? That's a win either way you look at it. One less scumbag in the face of the planet. Man, that must have felt awesome.
Yeah, that's the problem. Hey, you want my advice? Don't be Robin. All those years Bruce was helping me, he was turning me into a weapon, his weapon. And he may have you convinced that you can get everything you ever wanted, but you can't unlearn what he teaches you and you can't control it. Believe me, the price is too high.
So after talking to Jason Todd and again kind of exploring why Jason's maybe not the best Robin material, we then have the bad guy text Dick Grayson and tell him exactly where he's holding Clay. And he tells Jason to stay there. He'll take care of this himself this time. You gotta stay here. So, of course, you know he's gonna come and rescue him. But we do get a pretty effective motive monologue from the bad guy.
Dick, you're gonna be okay, Clay.
No, he isn't. He's going to die. So are you. You should thank me. Death is better.
What happened to you?
You did. The feds told me what happened. Robin hijacked my father's transport and offered him up to the Maroneys. After your little meltdown in the feds' office, it wasn't hard to link you to Robin.
I didn't know the Maroneys would be there.
No, you wanted to do the honors. Either way, it seems I have you to thank for what followed. Seems your little act of revenge had consequences. After my father was killed, the deal was off. No more federal protection. So the Maroneys came after my mother, and my sister, and my fiancé. They all melted. They tried to melt me too.
So you thought you'd even the score by killing my family. That make you feel better? Did your fucking plan work?
Beyond my wildest dreams.
The situation is pretty tense, and I'm liking how they're tying in Dick Grayson doing something that wasn't very superheroic with why he's paying the penalty via supervillain right now. But this also means we get this scene next.
You revealed your true self on that bridge. Just like the acid peeled away the surface to reveal my true self underneath.
He's an innocent man. Let him go.
No.
He gave you an out, dumbass. You should have taken it.
That's right, we've got a Robin team-up. Now, to be honest, it doesn't last long because, let's face it, Melting Man's not going to stand a chance against these two guys. So we managed to rescue Clay, get him down. Turns out that Jason's new armor actually is pretty good because it takes a hit from the acid pellet and survives. Then we find out some cops have gotten here. And here we get to find out how exactly they're foreshadowing how Jason's going to go bad.
Fan up. Unit 5 on the scene. Responding to reports of gunfire.
Roger that, Unit 5. Additional units are.
And here's going to be our hint of Red Hood. Oh, boy.
That's the coolest part about being Robin. Wearing a mask. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Did you not just hear what I said? There's no way Batman's cool with beating up cops.
He isn't. But I don't see him here. The cops in Gotham kick my ass every night. Now I get to kick back.
You obviously have your own shit going on. But you're gonna wake up one day and have no idea who you are.
I'm coming from the guy screaming, I'm not Robin. I don't want to be Robin. Standing there in a fucking Robin suit, carrying that case all over the country. You want to know the real difference between us? I know who I am, man. I kick ass with Batman and I fucking love it. But who the fuck are you?
Huh.
You.
I can't wait for Nightwing versus Red Hood. It's going to be good. So clearly, Jason's already pretty far down the road to becoming the violent and murderous vigilante Red Hood. Dick then calls up Starfire, and we're already starting to kind of plant seeds for a further evolution from him from Robin to Nightwing, which is pretty good.
How many Robins should I expect?
None.
Starfire then wakes up Dr. Adamson, and he reveals that he will only talk to Raven. End of the episode. So, back to the most interesting thing here, which is Jason Todd and the foreshadowing of Red Hood. Throughout the episode, we've kind of got an idea for this Jason being a little bit more enthusiastic for the fighting part of being Robin, and having a very self-righteous streak, as well as a skewed moral perspective. I mean, it makes sense that in a town as dirty as Gotham, he might want to actually beat the crap out of some cops. I mean, that makes total sense. I'm sure they've got some version of the Jim Corrigan from that Gotham Central novel who's pretty bad. But on the other hand, attacking Milwaukee cops is clearly not going to do anything for that. And the part where he establishes that Batman doesn't know, Batman wouldn't approve, and he doesn't care, also shows that Jason is probably farther along that route towards being Red Hood than he initially seemed. Now, the other big thing about this little fight scene was getting to see Jason Todd in a more full-fledged fight scene against several opponents, and we also got to see him use a gun briefly. And unlike with Dick Grayson in the first episode, he definitely wasn't using it for warning shots. He was shooting these cops with the guy's gun. So I'm really, really hopeful that when Jason returns, we get to see a good Red Hood episode sometime in the future. Now, the rest of the episode is pretty decent. Dick Grayson feels a lot better in this episode than he has in previous ones, and I'm loving the whole family thing you're getting between Starfire, Beast Boy, Raven, and Dick, especially with Mother Starfire. That is hilarious. So next week is Asylum, and I think we're getting close towards the end of this half season. Hopefully it's good. And again, if you want to check out some of our opinions about Red Hood and other media, we've got that in this link below from a podcast we had. Thanks for watching. See you next week.